Hi, I'm Chris Gasper, and this is Globe 10.0. I'm joined today by Chad Finn. Rajon Rondo has been the most dynamic player in the Celtics-Cavaliers series, and that includes the two-time MVP, LeBron James. No one has had a bigger impact on this thing than Rondo. He drops 19 assists in Game 2. He was tremendous in Game 1 with 27 points and 12 assists. Is this now the big four, Chad?
I think it is, and it's funny you say that. I think that was part of their problem this year, was that Rondo became their best player, but there were three guys here who weren't ready to admit that.
Great point.
And Rondo's had his issues with his super confidence with some of those guys in the past. So I think that was a little bit of their problem. But now with the stakes being what they are, they've turned the reins over to the right guy.
I think what happened to him in Game 1 in the fourth quarter was I thought Rondo got a little bit out of attack mode looking for his offense. And I think he has to look for his offense. And he did a great job in the first half of Game 2 of setting guys up. But he has to at least be an offensive threat. Cleveland has no answer for him. There is nobody on that roster that can cover him. LeBron can try, but even he can't cover him. He's the single most dynamic guy on the Celtics roster at this point. And I think, the big three have to step back a little bit and let him facilitate and let the offense run through him, because I think that's the Celtics' best chance of beating Cleveland in this series.
Yep, and Doc has to stay on him to be aggressive, because we've seen it with Rondo before. He'll have that fantastic first half.
Yeah.
He'll look at the shot chart at halftime, which is something you hear that he does, and you'll see that Pierce has 5 shots, and he'll think, I'm the point guard, I got to get my guy some shots here, which kind of runs contrary to his personality, because he's so confident and believes in himself so much, and you want that to keep translating during the game, all 48 minutes.
You're right. One thing about being a point guard is you're supposed to recognize and go to the hot hand. Well, sometimes you're the hot hand,
right.
And you have to know that. So keep calling that high pick and roll and keep attacking, especially when you have that mismatch. Let me ask you this: is it safe to say, and there's been some great point guards in Celtic history, Kuz is still at the top. But is Rondo now second? And I know DJ's a Hall of Famer, but in my mind, Rondo's number 2.
Well, DJ's my favorite Celtic of all time, so I'll never.
So you're biased. You need to recuse yourself.
I'll put Rondo at 3, and you listen to the old timers. Heinsohn was saying it 2 years ago. I know he's a homer, but he says Rondo's going to be a Hall of Fame basketball player. Kuzi never liked a point guard, hated Billups when he was here. He loves Rondo, so that tells you really all you need to know, that he's won the respect of the great point guards in the game.
Yeah, and he already has a championship, on his resume, and he's a far better player now than when they won that title 2 years ago. So if the Celtics are going to get a shot for another title, get by Cleveland, I think Rajon Rondo is going to have to continue to dominate.